started surfing in Australia in around early 60s, and it was a great time because there weren't many surfers, and we had all the great spots to ourselves, and fantastic time. I still think the 60s were a great time. I guess I was lucky because now it's really crowded and hard. You have to go a long way to find spots to yourself. But back then we had all the places to ourselves, a handful of us, and it was great. Can you get me a time machine? I'll go back. The equipment we had was a little bit strange, but no leashes, big old pig boards, and heavy. But the wetsuits hardly. Well, we didn't even have any wetsuits, so it was cold, but it was a great time. I was taught by a guy who, at the time, he was the biggest manufacturer in Victoria, and then the shapers there taught me to shape. So I really started shaping full on in around 69. So from about 67 to 69, I was learning to glass the boards, and then I sort of became a shaper around 1969, and I've been doing it ever since. And probably the main reason that I wanted to go into the industry was because you could you're doing something you liked, making the boards, and we had to test the product. So testing the product meant you had to go surfing. So it was great, and we all worked piecework, which meant we only got paid what we did. So when we had a day when there was surf, we'd shut up shop and go surfing. So having to do the product testing was one of the main keys. Better than sitting in an office or doing a 9 to 5-er. When I sort of began, in the area I lived in, there were rockers. They were like Teddy Boys 56s, and they didn't like surfers, so they used to attack us. We were surfing at a promontory in the south of Victoria, and we spent the whole day surfing. There were 2 carloads of us, and we went into a country town into the dance, and we went to the dance, and all the girls liked us because we were surfers. There was 8 of us in 2 cars. We had the big boards on the roof, and a bit of trouble started, and we had to escape because there were about 50 of these guys wanted to kill us, the rockers, the greasers. So we ran out where we had our car parked in the car park behind the hall, and as we got near the car was on its side. They tipped the car over on the side with the boards on, so we had to push it back and make our escape, which we did. The surfers weren't really well liked because they were kind of rebels, and they were seen to be more low life, and you know, we had long hair, and so in the beginning surfers weren't really well liked.
must have been around 1960. The first wave you ever catch, you feel the glide of the slide, and then you're hooked. So I can still remember the first time I ever actually went cut right, and that was a fantastic feeling. So making boards was great for me because even though we didn't make squillions of dollars, we could always had to test the product, so it meant we could go surfing. So that was one, and it was the lifestyle thing. So that was one really good thing about it, and it is a great way to exercise, keep in shape. The sun's out, so all good.